Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Asha, and today we're going to talk about Egyptian magic. And the magicians of old, the alchemists and the spellcasters, they were the early scientists and chemists and astronomers. Science is always on the cutting edge, and what used to seem like impossible magic, now we actually take it for granted. And we can trace Egyptian magic back 5,000 years to Thoth, the scribe of the gods, he was called. And the Egyptians credit Thoth for giving them writing and language and numbers. And legend says that there was a book of magic written by Thoth himself, and it holds the secrets of the universe. And this is why the Egyptians were so advanced for their time. And this book, it cannot be accessed in the physical plane, but can only be accessed in the astral. And this is very much like what you see with Einstein and other great inventors and scientists who didn't get their ideas from man or books, but in that place of the deeper mind, tapping in to the consciousness. The Egyptians considered their understanding of numbers and words as divine, and ceremonial magic such as casting spells and incantations. They understood that the code of the alphabet that could line up different sounds and vibrations for a desired effect. Then much later, Pythagoras in the 6th century BC, he opened up schools in Greece to share this knowledge. He traveled to many different cultures to learn their occult knowledge and bring it to his students. He called these teachings philosophy. His foundation was in numbers, and he believed that philosophy, mathematics, and the divine, that they all went together. And he saw numbers as the fundamental elements of creation, and numbers were a way to actually connect to God. And the symbolism that we know as numerology today, he saw this in all of creation, and he saw this as a way for us to become one with God. He also applied numbers to music and considered music and vibration as the language of the gods. He said heaven itself was playing an orchestral music piece, and this was the secret to the universe. And boy, haven't we found that to be true, my friends. In around 500 BC, unfortunately, his school was burned down. His followers were killed or imprisoned. Aristotle later built on his works, turning it into what we now know as science. But what they call Judeo-Christianity rose up, making such knowledge of math and numbers and words and language to be punishable by death. And they decreed that only the Pope had access to the divine, and all must go through their church. A few remained hidden and kept the writings and practices of Thoth, and the idea that the divine is inside everyone and everything. And this idea, it threatened the church, and thousands were killed. A man named John Dee risked his life in pursuit of science and mathematics and philosophy and astrology. And then in 1558, Queen Elizabeth made John Dee her personal astrologer, and with her support he was able to advance chemistry to new heights. The knowledge from his laboratories are the foundation of today's science. From the 14th to the 16th century, unfortunately, more than 40,000 people were tortured and killed for practicing nothing more than science and philosophy and chemistry by the Judeo-Christian Church. The modern advancements we enjoy today, we can thank the ones who wouldn't be bullied or oppressed, and they laid down their own lives for the advancement of knowledge. But the greatest gift that they gave us is the knowledge that the Eternal One is inside of you. You don't need some money-grabbing, murdering pope or priest. You don't need their book or their teaching, because God is inside of you. You have access to all the wisdom and all the knowledge. That book of Thoth is inside of you. That wisdom that all the great inventors of history have tapped into, that consciousness, you can tap into. You can go inside and you can do something amazing with your life, and nothing is impossible for you. My friends, you know this, but I'm going to say it every time. I love you. I love you. I love you.